freedom for everyone. As many of you know, one of my daughters is gay, and it is something we've lived with for a long time in our family. I think people ought to be free to enter into any kind of union they wish, any kind of arrangement they wish. The question of whether or not there ought to be a federal statute to protect this, I don't support. I do believe that historically the way marriage has been regulated is at the state level. It's always been a state issue, and he believes it should be decided on a state-by-state basis. Now, one of the interesting things, I printed out a bunch of the user comments because they made some really good comments, and this is actually where my DOMA comment comes into play. Someone wrote, if marriage has always been defined and governed at the state level, for the most part, the federal government has not been in the marriage business. The Lovering case was a civil rights ruling by the Supreme Court that had an impact on marriage. DOMA was a congressional act signed by the president that illegally allows the states to override the U.S. Constitution and impose limits on federal agencies where marriage issues are concerned. Whether we like it or not, Dick Cheney's right in saying that marriage equality is a state issue. What Congress needs to do before the courts find DOMA unconstitutional is to repeal DOMA. Okay. Once DOMA is repealed, then same-sex marriages performed in marriage equality states will be constitutionally recognized in the states that do not allow them.
All right.
One of the other things, and this is, I may end up paraphrasing it if I don't find it. There we go. And this is part of the reason why we're talking to you all today, and we keep telling you about everywhere we're going to be so you can come meet us. The person says, another example that shows that people are more sympathetic towards LGBT rights when they know someone who is LGBT. People come out to those around us. Sooner or later, everyone will know someone who is LGBT. Sooner than later, we will get the equal rights we so deserve.
Yeah.
And that echoes a comment that Robin McCallan from True Colors made on the WNPR radio show the other day, that it's very hard to demonize and hate an individual person sitting in front of you.
Yes.
It's not hard to demonize and hate the nebulous concept.
Sure. That's right. That's right. Once you put a face to it, and that's one of the reasons we're here. That's a big part of what we're trying to do. Is we're out there, and it's like it has been my experience, and I have been at this a while, but it's been my experience that people have all these opinions and all these ideas. They think you're some kind of a monster and anything, and then when they actually meet you, they come away going, "Oh my God, this is an actual person." And it's the truth, Once people realize that we're just people, we're just like everybody else, more or less. We certainly have some special circumstances, but we're people, and we're not that different. Aside from our gender situation, we're just like everybody else. And once people get to realize that, it's very hard to hate somebody. That when you actually get to know somebody, it's like, oh, okay, now there's a face to my hatred. It's like,
right.
And people will have a problem with that. They can't reconcile hating somebody that, oh, gee, this person may actually be nice. How do I hate this person now?
Well, and it's very funny. I've seen a couple examples in my own family, in years gone by, of racial discrimination, even when they worked with somebody of the race that they were discriminating against. And it was always funny to hear these family members talk about it, because it's like, yeah, they're all this way, they're all that way. Well, what about so-and-so? Oh, he's not like that at all.
Right.
He's not like that at all. Well, yeah, because you know him. What if you met the other 50,000 people? You'd
That's
find
right.
they're not like it either.
Another caller. Good evening, nlcTrans. You're on the air.
Well, how are you ladies? I'm glad to be able to talk to you tonight.
Hi, Father.
Hi, Father. I'm glad we could...
Thank you for the,
I'm
thank
sorry?
you for the coffee.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm glad we could squeeze you in. It's been a busy night.
Yeah.
Yes, I have been here watching you. And Tara, I am so happy you got me and Cheney supporting the same thing. I I just trashed him the other day.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to agree with someone on every point,
That's
but
right.
it's important to point out that if you're going to trash them, point out the points you agree with them too.
Well, I found one. Just one.
Just one.
All we need now is Newt Gingrich, right? Newt Gingrich to be in the same category. Isn't it funny,
Yeah. So did you get your tapes and DVDs?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
I just wanted to say thank you for the coffee.
Oh, you're welcome.
Great show.
Thank you.
We'll see you later. Okay?
We will see you later.
Right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Father Russ.
Well, in that vein, because we have bashed religion and the churches quite a lot in the past. Bash might be a strong word, but spoken out very stringently against some of their decisions and recommendations.
Sure. Not undeservedly.
It's as I said, it's important to point out when the people you're criticizing do something right.
That's right.
The Episcopal Church has ousted 61 clergy over an ongoing dispute around LGBT issues in the church. The members, the church said, had aligned with former Bishop John Davies Schofield, who was ousted from the church and stripped of his title in 2008. I believe he led a breakaway from the Episcopal Church that aligned themselves with one of the Southern conservative groups.
Right.
Late in at the time, the church said he didn't repudiate the doctrine, discipline, and worship of. The church said he repudiated the doctrine, discipline, and worship of the Episcopal Church. In 2007, Schofield led his 8,800-member diocese to secede from the church and align with the Southern American province of the Southern Cone. The former bishops turned against the church in part because of the Episcopal Church's 2003 decision to ordain Reverend Gene Robinson, who is openly gay and partnered, as Bishop of New Hampshire. So, grats to the Episcopal Church for standing by what they claim to believe in.
Yeah, good for them.
And ousting the clergy who didn't.
Right. Well, okay.
And then in more foreign news, Sweden appoints the first lesbian bishop.
Cool.
The Church of Sweden has appointed a lesbian as the Lutheran Bishop of Stockholm.
Wow.
Eva Brun, who is in a registered partnership, is believed to be the world's first lesbian bishop. She won the post by 413 votes against 365, 413 to 365. She has a 3-year-old son with her partner, who is a priest.
Wow.
A gender-neutral marriage law in Sweden came into force on May 1st, meaning gay couples can now marry in the country in religious or civil ceremonies. However, they cannot yet get married in church ceremonies. The Lutheran Church, which was the state church until 2000, has said that while it supports the new law, it will not formally decide whether to perform gay marriages ceremonies until October.
Interesting. Well,
so there's a country that did federally
you go
pass.
Sweden. I'm Swedish, by the way. but
if I recall, you started Lutheran.
And yeah, I come from a long line of fire and brimstone Lutherans. I never got serious into the church, but yeah, I come from a long line of Lutherans. But kudos to Sweden. Wow, cool. Did you have something else there?
Well, this was another little tidbit from Europe. Let me work this backwards. Spain legalized gay marriage in 2005. Another country where the country said this is silly. Marriage is marriage. Sure. It's marriage equality. So Spain legalized gay marriage in 2005. The Spanish Supreme Court ruled June 1st that judges in the lower courts or in local town halls must marry gay and lesbian